You're in a conversation. Maybe it's late at night. Maybe your phone screen is the only light in the room. Maybe someone just asked you one simple question. So, what happened? And suddenly, you open the door. Not a little. All the way. You explain why you were hurt, why you acted that way, why you overthink, why you don't trust people, why your last friendship ended, why your family is complicated, why you're scared of being left behind. And while you think you're finally being understood, the other person is learning where the buttons are. Not always because they're evil, sometimes because humans do what humans do. They collect information. They notice weakness. They remember what gets a reaction. For most of human history, this moment didn't exist. There were no status updates, no late-night confession texts, no public comment sections, no group chats where one emotional moment could be screenshotted, saved, forwarded, and remembered forever. Your private life used to have friction. People had to earn access to you. Now, one bad night, one lonely moment, one emotional conversation, and you can hand someone a map of your entire nervous system. So here's the question: why does oversharing make you look weak? The short answer is because people don't just listen to your story. They measure your boundaries. The long answer is way more important. Start with the reality. Oversharing is not just talking too much. It is giving emotional access too early. And access is power. Think about a house. If every door is open, every window is open, every drawer is open, every private room is open, people don't think, wow, this house is honest. They think, nothing here is protected. That's what happens when you reveal everything too fast. Your fear, your insecurity, your plans, your wounds, your need for approval. You think you're building connection, but sometimes you're just removing every lock. And Fox learned this the hard way. Fox thought if he explained enough, people would finally understand him. So he explained his silence, and then he explained his anxiety, then he explained why he said no, then he explained why he felt guilty for saying no. By the end, Fox didn't look honest. Fox looked easy to move. And that's the first oversharing habit. You explain your boundaries like they need permission. Someone asks you to do something, you say, I can't. Then the silence hits and your brain panics. So you add, sorry, I'm just really tired and I had a long day and I don't want you to think I'm rude and I promise it's not personal and maybe next time and I hope you're not mad. Stop. You already said no. Everything after that is your fear trying to buy approval, and people can feel that. A strong boundary does not need a documentary. It needs a line, a calm line. No, I can't. Then breathe, because when you over-explain a boundary, you teach people that your no is negotiable. The second habit is revealing pain while it is still bleeding. This is where people lose control. You feel rejected, so you send a paragraph, then another, then another. You explain what they did, how it made you feel, why it reminded you of the past, why you hate being ignored, why you always feel like people leave. And in that moment, it feels like honesty. But the next morning, it feels different. It feels exposed because you gave your rawest emotion to someone who had not proven they could hold it carefully. That is the part nobody tells you. Pain should not be public while it is still open, not because your pain is shameful, because your pain is valuable, and valuable things need protection. The third habit is confusing fast intimacy with real trust. Someone gives you attention, they listen for one night, they say, you can tell me anything, and you believe them. So you do. You tell them everything. But attention is not the same as loyalty. Listening is not the same as character. A person can enjoy your confession and still not deserve your truth. Real trust is not built by revealing the deepest part of yourself on day one. Real trust is built in layers. A small truth first, then watch. Do they protect it? Do they mock it? Do they bring it back during an argument? Do they tell someone else? Because small truths are tests. Big truths are gifts, and gifts should not go to strangers. The fourth habit is announcing your plans too early. You get a new goal, a new idea, a new version of yourself, and before the thing has roots, you show everyone, I'm going to change. I'm starting something big. This time I'm serious, and some people will support you, but some people will quietly wait, not because they hate you, because your ambition makes their excuses uncomfortable. So they watch for cracks, they wait for you to miss one day, they wait for you to fail once, then they smile like they knew it would happen. That's why Fox says, protect the seed before you show the tree. A dream is weak weakest when it is new. Do the work in silence until the result can speak louder than your announcement. The fifth habit is using self-insults as personality. You say, I'm too much, I'm annoying, I always ruin things, I'm probably hard to love, I overthink everything. You think you are being funny or honest or self-aware, but sometimes you are training people how to see you. Say, I'm too much enough times, and one day someone will agree. Not because it was true, because you kept handing them the script. And this is where oversharing gets darker. Most people don't overshare because they're stupid. They overshare because they want safety. They want someone to say, no, you're not too much. No, I won't leave. No, I still like you. No, your past doesn't scare me. That feeling is human. Fox understands that. But needing reassurance is not the same as giving everyone access, because the wrong person does not need your whole story. They only need the part they can use. Let's talk about the group chat situation, because everyone has seen this. One person gets emotional, they send too much, maybe they're angry, maybe they're hurt, maybe they're trying to explain, then the conversation ends, but the message stays. Screenshotted, shared, remembered, used later. And suddenly something that was supposed to create understanding becomes evidence. That is modern oversharing, not just speaking, leaving records of your weakest moments in places that don't deserve them. Ancient humans had social friction. Privacy took effort. Secrets moved slowly. Now everything moves instantly. Your insecurity can travel faster than your wisdom. Your reaction can arrive before your self-control. Your pain can be saved before you calm down. That is why silence is no longer just silence. Silence is protection. Now here is the uncomfortable truth. Oversharing feels like connection because it creates intensity. But intensity is not intimacy. A person can know your secrets and still not know how to care for you. A person can hear your trauma and still treat you badly. A person can say, I understand, and still use your weakness later. So the goal is not to become cold. Foxbrain is not teaching you to be fake. Foxbrain is teaching you to become selective. Selective with your story, selective with your pain, selective with your plans, selective with access. Because privacy is not hiding. Privacy is choosing who gets the deeper version of you. So here's the rule. Reveal in layers. Layer 1, facts. Layer 2, opinions. Layer 3, emotions. Layer 4, fears. Layer 5, wounds. Most people stay at layer 1 or 2. Some earn layer 3. Very few earn layer 4. And layer 5 is sacred. Not everyone gets the basement key. So the next time someone asks too much, too fast, pause. Let the silence breathe. You don't need to fill every empty space with your private life. You don't need to explain every feeling. You don't need to prove you are a good person by giving away your whole story. You can say, I'm still figuring that out, or I don't want to talk about that yet, or simply, not right now, and leave it there. That pause may feel uncomfortable, but that discomfort is where self-respect begins. For years, you thought being understood meant revealing everything, but sometimes being respected means knowing what not to reveal. Oversharing gives people the illusion of closeness. Privacy gives people the reality of value. And when you finally stop handing everyone the keys, something changes. You become harder to read, harder to move, harder to use. Not because you became cruel, because you became protected. For most of your life, you thought the goal was to be fully known. But the truth is, the most powerful people are not empty. They are layered. So stop living like a room with no walls. Build doors. Choose who gets invited in. Stay sharp, stay private, stay Fox.